Hey Jeff,
Hey Lou, how are you?
I'm good. So
Nice.
it's Monday night,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's Monday night. It's about almost 9 o'clock,
and
and it's 10 o'clock your time.
yeah, that's right. I know it's not.
Tuesday mornings might be a little groggy for you.
At least it's not. It's not 4 in the morning like it would be for Steiger. So,
Yeah, no kidding.
but
Germany.
well,
Oh
we're
yeah, looks like you're still undefeated, huh?
yeah, still undefeated, 1 point away from another win. But I guess you can say the same thing.
Yep.
Maybe the less we say about that, the better, right? Because it was due to a stat correction.
Oh, what a kick in the nuts.
Yeah,
I know it's only one win, but god damn it. I wanted to be the sole guy at the top there, and I wanted you to have a loss more than anything.
I will have
Can't go
plenty of
this far into the
matches.
league without a loss yet, man. It's just
It's,
gonna run away with it.
it's shifty, right? There's got to be something going
Yeah. Yahoo stat corrections.
on.
Oh, you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
So this is our third episode, and we're already deciding to jump the shark a little bit here. We think that the 2 man format is it's just gotten so tired now. I mean,
Oh yeah, especially if it's us.
we're bringing in the little kid on Family Ties or whatever, and the ratings started to go down. No, I
Or yeah, the Brady Bunch kid,
don't know.
Oliver,
Oliver
cousin
cousin
Oliver.
Oliver. But no, this was always the plan that we would have a guest on each week, and so we've got a surprise guest on that'll be on with us in a little bit.
Yep, but we'll be surprised when he shows up in the room.
Yeah, I guess when I send the link, I shouldn't say who the surprise guest was because then it wouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah,
So all right. Well, so we'll just go into the standings.
why not?
All right. We'll try to do this quick. So we got our special guest on with us. Oh,
Do you
I
want
got
to
to
share the screen?
share the screen, right? There we go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. I have to actually be in the. Oh boy. Okay. Can you see it now?
Nope. Hey, Miss, our secret guest has arrived.
All right. Do you see the screen now? I'm sorry.
Nope.
All right, let me try sharing it again.
Let me see if there's anything.
Oh, you
Let me click on
disabled.
I had to click on something. Multiple participants can share screen. So go ahead and share the screen.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, I remember now. All right, this is how it works. Share. Okay, you see it now? Let's see. Almost. It's loading.
Yes, I do. It's there.
Okay. Well, here's what the standings look like through the 16th, yesterday, Sunday. We got the bad guys up to no good, undefeated, which is obviously new territory for me. Anybody that's been in the league long enough knows, or even somebody who hasn't been in the league very long. So, anyways,
Running away with it.
so the Daddies and the Gaggers tied for with 503, so they each went 5-0 instead of 6-0. And we had you and McBride's jump past Bizzotti, but Bizzotti's back in the 11th place, going 1-5. And let's see, and the Knockers took the collar, and they were our straw spinner of the week. They lost 3 games, what they would have gone through Thursday's games. And you see Daddies and the Gaggers. We even tied for Weekend Warriors. That's something else. And we got our early Buddha King as the Knockers, plus 2 wins, and Bizzotti with as the lucky laggard, 2 wins in that direction. So I don't know, just a few other things real quick. You can see the highest BABIP for hitters is still Let's Play with 354, and the lowest BABIP is Bizzotti 281. And the highest BABIP for pitchers is Satchel with 344. So probably some good regression for him coming. And the lowest BABIP is the Daddies at 261. So maybe some regression for for the dads on the pitching front.
Yeah, I thought I had a pretty good weekend pitching.
And then players of the week: Sean Murphy, Max Muncy for Satchel, and Hack also had a couple players of the week: Austin Hayes and Garrett Cole. And Cole's just been, amazing start. I mean, he's got the most points of any player in the league so far this year, through Sunday anyway.
Nice.
Let me see Zach Gallen, who we talked about last week.
Yeah, he had a great game. 27 points for me.
New Orleans minor league game you went to. And Jordan Romano was closer of the week for Let's Play. And Francisco Lindor, middle infielder for Baked. Those are our players of the week. And so moving right along here, when we go back to the Buddha standings, you see Knockers is 6 and 9, and they deserve, according to the points, to be 8 and 7. And Bizzotti's 4 and 11, and the points say they should be 2 and 13. But I think they'll take the 4 and 11. That's enough right there. And so rates and ranks, we looked at this last week too. I just wanted to go through quickly. My FIP was off because we don't keep track of hits by pitch for pitchers in our league. It's not one of the stats that I copy and paste.
No, I got you.
So I had to do an adjustment, and now that's brought FIP up to much closer to what the league ERA is. The FIP is 4.06 and the league ERA is 4.04. So you can see which teams, FIP is, FIP's not the be all end all. It's certainly not as complicated a stat as some of these StatCast ones they have. It doesn't take into account quality of contact at all.
Right.
Like I said last week, it's just home runs, strikeouts, walks, and hit by pitch. That was the part that I didn't have in the. Let me see something here. What am I trying to do? Oh, I just wanted to. I can't get in my tab because of this thing. Shoot. Maybe next week.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was just going to show the FIP formula. It's just, it's 13 times home runs plus 3 times walks and hit by pitch, minus 2 times strikeouts. And then there's a constant factor that brings it to in line with what the ERA is for the league. So the constant is the only thing that changed. You can calculate a FIP for Christy Mathewson if you want, but the FIP, the constant in the equation is going to be different from the one we have right now. So, but anyway, so
I didn't understand a fuck of what you said.
Really?
That's okay.
I think I'm just.
You were a mathematician when it comes to this stuff.
Well, these are not, like I said, these are not really advanced stats. Even FIP or this runs per game thing. I have it as runs created, but it's really not runs created. That's a Bill James stat. It's just runs per game calculated with the linear weights, the value for each event. Like a single is 0.5 runs, a double is 0.72 runs. Anyways, so this is the ranking part. So you can see. Let's take a look at somebody who's got a big difference with ERA and FIP. Not too many. Here's one. Sombreros are 8th in FIP and 3rd in ERA. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so that would tell you that
maybe places, but this is the actual number. I get that.
Yeah, so this would tell you that maybe Sombreros have gotten a little lucky with pitching, but like I said, it doesn't take into account quality of contact, which you would think would come into play more for an individual player than it would for a whole team of pitchers. So that aspect of it should even out, unless you had an entire staff of knuckleballers or something like something along those lines. But let's see what his BABIP. He's second in BABIP in the good way. So that would mean that probably Sombreros off to a decent start are probably going to experience some regression with their pitching. At least if they pitch just exactly how they've done so far, which who knows.
Right.
So some of your guys here getting unlucky with their hitting could be Bizzotti. The gaggers. Well, we talked about this K- BB. We did it all last week. So I guess that's enough of the the stat stuff. I can't think of anything else. So at this point, we would bring Chris in to talk about it. Is there anything I'm missing here?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I wanted to go fast because I'm excited about Chris coming in. Our special
Yeah,
guest.
yeah, your special guest. We might as well send him in here.
Okay.
He's in our waiting room. And let me bring up this page here. And let's admit him in.
It's not Chris, it's Clara Mura.
Right,
This is
anything is your
this
screen
is a
name.
special guest, surprise guest.
Well, not yet, but it will be soon. I hope. There he is,
There he is.
Mr. Capital Knockers himself.
How you doing, gentlemen? Nice to see you.
Good, how you doing?
Hello. Great to see you.
Hey,
What was I calling the Gagger Bay Lolly Rays? You're 14-0.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to happen. That's never happened.
no, it's
Everyone
'cause
hates the Tampa Bay Rays.
I
Everybody hates
I
Lou.
assembled an all-star, staff, and they're all the Kyle Gibsons of the world are just
You also stopped spending any money on pitching this year, I noticed.
Well, it's like $1 per player.
Exactly. The
all I had
$1.
left. That's all I had left.
Well, they're doing you well. You chose
It
really
works.
good $1
It
pitchers.
works for you, buddy.
If you only spend $1 on your staff, it would be hard for me to be disappointed.
And you don't mind dropping anybody too. That's one of the secrets of the $1 players. You have no ties to them. You're like, well, I already got a good start out of them. Screw them. I'm going to try someone else now.
Next year, I'm going to try the dollar hitters and see how that works. I mean, they
It
won't
don't
disappoint
Yeah, I don't
me.
think that's gonna
don't
work
work
as
so well.
No?
No.
Then all your $40 pitchers end up being Tommy John in the same year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have breaking news. Breaking news. I don't know if you guys heard.
What?
Jacob deGrom left his start after
I
four
did. I saw that.
hitless innings with a strained wrist. DeGrom's hurt. Can you believe it?
Hey, it's just a precaution.
Well, yeah, I speak too soon. You never know with that guy. Maybe he's not hurt.
That's what I think it was last week. He's talking about Garrett Cole.
Mhm.
When you're in New York, I mean, everybody in the offseason, they're talking about how great Scherzer and Verlander are, and Cole was like, I think some people, they had a list of their top pitchers in New York. These bozos that are on these New York shows, and I think some of them even had Cole fourth behind Rodon. And if you're just talking per batter, okay, yeah, I understand, but not that
baseball's bigger than that. Yeah.
not that he's any slouch per batter either. But it really matters if you have an ace and you pay him like an ace and he throws 30, 32, 34 starts a year. That's big, I mean, there's 20.
Yeah,
starts
I
a
mean,
year,
you're paying for the
15
innings. You have
starts
to
a
find.
year.
You got to find 1,400 innings somehow through the year, and if the guy's only going to give you 100, he's not worth it as much. The guy gives you 180.
I mean, I know last year opening day he complained that the Billy Crystal intro went on too long,
exactly.
And he blamed his bad start. So he's got some PR work to do. Maybe he's already done it now, but if you like a guy with a 3 ERA and he's going to start like 34 games for you, I like that too. I don't know who wouldn't like that.
What do you think?
Wouldn't Steve Cohen like that?
What do you think is going to happen when he goes back to Citi Field for the first time?
Who? Oh,
like playing with the Rangers against the Mets. Do you think he gets booed? Do you think he gets cheered? What do you think happens there?
He'll be like rehabbing his arm in Florida or something, won't he? Or
he
won't even be there.
He'll be on the DL at that time.
I heard interesting concept the other day. Someone was discussing, the whole pitch clock thing. Things are moving faster. That maybe that hurts veteran pitchers more than younger pitchers. Veteran pitchers are used to taking that slow time, taking all that extra time in between pitches to get their strength together. So they're throwing 97, 98 every time. And when that pitch clock is there, maybe the old guys don't have all the time to recoup as much.
Yeah, it wears them down faster.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
it's an interesting theory. I mean,
Yep.
it might
That's all it is right
true.
now.
Might be true.
I guess we'll find out after a couple years.
Exactly. Once
It's
we have
still
a couple years
amazing.
of data, we'll know.
Be like, boy, these guys are dropping like flies.
It's still amazing to think that they always talk about, oh, these guys are pitchers are athletes. Look at that great play, and like he can't pitch as well because he only sat down for 10 minutes between innings. I mean, like it's like look at a hockey player or
Maybe don't max effort every pitch. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing,
I
right?
know,
At
but
least when we were growing up,
I've even seen like Starling Marte, who looks good. He's stealing bases, stuff like that, but he's not running balls out, routine grounders with full permission from the team because don't want to tweak his hamstring. And
that was LaRussa last year for the White Sox.
Not that I disagree with that, but it's like these guys are so big. Like you're going to run for 90 feet and like, oh geez, that's too harsh on your. But for me, I would understand. Yeah, I would probably get hurt. Like I'm not.
Maybe it's because everything is such max effort now. Every pitch is thrown with max effort. Every time you run, it's supposed to be max. Every swing is max effort. And I don't know if that was happening back in the day, or maybe guys were taking it easy, and jogging down to, guys jog to first base when it's a grounder to the pitcher anyways, Sure, we want to respect 90, but you really want your Bryce Harper running out, stepping on the bag every time?
Maybe all those
Well,
years
back in the day, those guys used to sneak smokes in the tunnel.
Exactly. I was talking with Chris about that.
Maybe all those years there was something in the nitrates in the hot dogs that kept the body, I don't know, the acids or whatever, kept things flowing, and like you protected your ligaments that way. I don't know,
thinned out the herd a little faster too.
Avocados are they could be killing off these players. It's
Speaking of thinning out the herd, let's talk some injuries.
Oh my God.
That's a good segue there, Chris. Thank you.
Oh, where do we start?
Oh, well, you got Michael Harris. He's out with a back injury. Arcia, a wrist injury.
Yeah, they brought up Von Grissom for that, right?
Yeah.
Grissom. Do you know who
was it? Let's play.
Who?
Well, let me check real quick. I think he might have him. Let me just check real quick.
Well, that was a surprise when he didn't make the team, right?
I thought so too.
Everybody was penciled him in. And sure, he did well, and they didn't sign Dansby, so I figured, well, that's got to be a vote of confidence for Grissom. Maybe they're still high on him, just the same. But
did they offer him a long-term deal? Do you know? So I know they signed Harris in the offseason too to one of those long deals, right? And Strider.
Oh, Grissom, I don't think so, right? That we wouldn't have sense.
They're tying up all their young talent. They're so good at that.
Norm has him.
Oh. Norm also lost O'Neal Cruz.
I know.
Ooh, that was a rough one.
Well, he's getting Von Grissom to replace O'Neal Cruz.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's coming up.
So here's the other thing. You got Carlos Martinez coming back from a suspension. You got Fernando Tatis coming back from a suspension. I'm sure you loving that, Chris.
Finally, they
knocker.
Hit like 4 or 5 homers in the minors in the last 2 weeks. So I'm coming off the 0-6. We're grasping at straws now. I mean, that was trying. That was picking up 2 pitchers on Sunday to get that 0-6. I have my 3 bases going, picked up 2 other pitchers. I got 18 points from 5 starts.
Well, I was looking at that, and I'm just like, man, there ain't nobody really to pick up. It was slim pickings.
I was looking at that guy from the Mets, who Buto or something.
Yeah,
I was going to look at him.
I saw that. I saw
he had a nice start. 5 innings, 1 run. Didn't get the decision because they blew it late, but he just came up and looked good.
Yeah, if Scherzer had done it, they would have gone like, well, he gave you 5 good innings.
Well, here's some guys that are coming back. You got Wainwright, Severino, and Hendricks are all throwing right now, and about to go into rehab assignments. So those are 3 pitchers coming back to the fold.
What's up with Verlander?
Good question.
The only thing I've heard is that he is
I haven't looked
maybe
into it.
by the end of the month. So
We got Roberto Perez. He blew out his rotator cuff. He is out.
Yeah,
For
he's
the
gone
season.
for the year, right?
Yep, done for the year. Tim Anderson's out with a knee issue. Wow, surprising. Tim Anderson on the DL, or any White Sox for that matter.
I
Jeez.
John
hadn't gotten-
Moncada too. Yeah.
if I hadn't gotten Adamas, I would have definitely matched Tim Anderson. So that was a stroke of good luck, I guess.
Yep, you got Moncada. He's got a back issue. He's on the DL right now. And of course, Eloy comes off the DL and he's trying to hit the ball. It's a curveball in on his fist, and the ball hits him on the thumb as he's swinging at it. So he got called on a strike, and then he hurt his thumb.
That's
we'll
so
see
Eloy.
And he was out the next game, so I'm sure that boo boo's kind of hurting him. I know it doesn't take much with him.
You
Does
have a
this
lot
look
of
like I'm
experience
bitter?
with that guy, so.
Oh man, I'm bitter. Zach Davies. Zach Davies is out with an oblique. He's going to be out several weeks, is what they say.
But nobody would have had him, right?
I don't know.
I mean, he's
Well,
definitely.
our streamers, I'm sure someone was looking at
Yeah.
him.
Well, I shared the pitching. These are the top pitchers through Sunday. You can see Cole has the most points of any player, not just
Nice.
pitchers. McClanahan for McBrides and Luis Castillo for Sombreros. Marias.
Kyle Freeland got rocked tonight.
Ooh, he was having a good stretch there for a while.
Yeah, he gave up, I want to say 7 or 8 and 2 2/3 today.
That's Bizzotti. Oh, that's not going to help me out.
That Graham Ashcroft had 3 nice starts too. I like that guy.
Yeah, Ashcraft.
He was out there to start the season. You know, he was on the waiver wire, and people.
He
just
was on
overlooked
DC's
him.
roster last year.
Yep.
He was one of the. I didn't know anything about him. And then when I saw him on DC's roster, I looked at him. I looked him up. I'm like, this guy looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But he's even better than I thought.
The Cubs' own Marcus Stroman and only 3 starts is up here.
He's looked good in his pitches too.
What is this?
Or for Dave.
Otani has 14 starts. All right.
Yeah,
I guess you can't
14
use
games,
this column for him. Huh? There it is. 2
I tell you what, he's
3 games started. Here we go.
he's just as good a pitcher as he is a hitter, man. That guy is fucking unbelievable.
absolutely incredible, isn't he?
Oh man, to have him on the Cubs next year.
I've
Holy
heard of him.
Moses.
He's so much better than Rick Ankiel.
Oh yeah.
and Brooks Kieschnick. Yeah.
Well, Rick
The-
Ankiel,
the
he
American
only played the
version.
outfield after he got the yips, man. He couldn't hit
In
the
the-
catcher. He was just
In the
throwing it over his
playoff
head.
game. Remember watching that playoff game? You're throwing it into the backstop.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Michael Lorenzen's a 2-way player on Yahoo, right?
Yeah, but he's only like pinch hits and DHs from time to time.
There's some young
Oh,
guys.
actually, they throw him out in the outfield.
There's like Carlos Martinez. I don't think I have the name right, but it's some Rodriguez, maybe. It's some guy in the Brewers, I think. He's an outfielder and a pitcher. But
Mhm.
I don't. He might be in the minors. I don't know.
Am I wrong to think this? But wasn't Royce Lewis originally a 2-way player?
Hunter Green was, I know, coming up, but they told him
Yeah.
to just focus on
And then
pitching.
McKay out of Tampa. Brendan
Mhm.
McKay.
Yeah, Brendan McKay.
The Twins would just settle for Royce just being able to do one thing. Really, they don't need the pitching.
You know what
That's
I'm
a
looking
6-tool
forward to?
player.
What I want to see is I want to see the first ambidextrous pitcher in the professionals, MLB.
There was that guy from Toronto, remember? He had the
Yeah.
glove with the 2 thumbs on it.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he had like a glove where there was a thumb over here and then a thumb over here. And they could just put it out like that.
Yeah, but could you imagine like somebody came out and just dominated from both sides? Like, you know, that would be
Unfortunately,
amazing.
he had no pitches.
Here's the leading hitter. So we saw that Cole had 104 points. That's more than any hitter.
Wow.
Cunha on top, and Matt Olson for Satch. Chapman bouncing back very nicely for the Knockers. Can't blame the 0-6 on him.
Matt Chapman's on the free agent year. That's why he's doing that.
Uh-huh.
He needs to get paid after a couple crappy years in Toronto.
Amazing how that works, isn't it?
Yep.
Lonzo's been mashing for you, Jeff.
8 homers already?
Yeah,
Or
man.
2.
How about Adley Rutschman?
That kid is
Catcher.
awesome.
He's in the top 10. That's amazing.
Awesome.
So you want to spend like $6 on a catcher and get Rushman's production, or you want to spend 50? Get
I've been going with the rookie catchers and just our NA catchers and grabbing them. Then when they come up, I just kind of hold them. So I have $5 invested in 3 catchers this year. I don't have to play the waiver game.
Guess that's the opposite of the Lou St. John method, huh? Just
And
way too much on catchers.
I was looking at your first baseman. You have a stack of first baseman between Ty France and Mountcastle. Someone else, Lou.
Yandy?
Oh, maybe.
Yandy and Cronenworth.
Yeah, Cronenworth too. Jesus.
Some of those guys are like my third baseman and second baseman too. Wander is doing well for Baked.
I thought he might be a nice little long shot for AL MVP this year. That team is going to do so good. If the team winds up winning the East somehow, I could see them getting a lot of press. He's going to be the best player on maybe the best team.
Yeah, I mean, right now,
Chip, put 20 on Wanda for AL MVP.
Right now, only Chapman has more points for. Oh no, Rushman has more points. Yeah, see, Rushman would be the MVP probably right now, right, as a catcher.
No, but Franco's team is 13-3. So
yeah.
And Jordan Alvarez always hits. He's always in the top of our points.
Devers.
That guy is good.
Always.
Yeah.
He doesn't slump. He was like Frank Thomas before the 1 year I had him on my team.
A left-handed version.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't swing like Frank. I don't think he takes. Does he take walks like him too, or no?
Yeah, I would think so. Let me just check. I can bring up his stats here.
Or Jordan?
I wonder his comps. Who he's comparable to.
All right, let's on Baseball Reference.
Yeah.
He is all right. So last year he had 106 strikeouts, but he also walked 78 times.
Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that's real good. And you're whipping
40
106
homers
times out of 561 plate appearances.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty damn good. Especially his amount of home runs that guy puts up, 37. When you're swatting like that, a lot of guys like that strike out. So he had an OPS of 1,019 last year. So slugging percentage is .613. I mean, those are numbers up there with the Barry Bonds back in the day.
Okay, similarity scores. Oh, Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Go figure that.
That's pretty good. Oh, Eloy Jimenez up there too.
Ron Blomberg.
Yeah, the first GH. Kyle
Willie
Tucker,
Bobo. That's
someone
my favorite name right there is Willie Bobo, number 10.
Goddamn, Kyle Tucker might be the best hitter in the American League.
All right, Willie Bobo was born in 1898 in Texas. He died in 1930. He died at
Jordan Alvarez.
He was 33. He's 33 years old when he died. He had a WAR of 9.7 in his career. 1,200 at bats with 26 home runs, batted .314, on base percentage of .408. He slugged .476 with an OPS of .883. That is Willie Bobo. And he played from 23 to 28.
Willie Bobo's most similar players through age. 23, Jim Bottomley. 24, Dan Brothers, the first baseman in the Hall of Fame. 25, Sean Casey.
Hey, Jeff, look up Al Mahan. Mahon. When I was a kid, one of my friends, his grandfather played big league baseball. So, we were so impressed with it. We looked him up in the baseball encyclopedia. Still very impressed because, he made the major leagues, but it's
Al Mahan?
Yeah,
it's like it's spelled. It's like Mahan.
He pitched 3 games.
O-N.
Got rocked over the 4 innings. He got 13 outs and allowed 11 runs.
Jesus, he had an ERA of 22.85. That's Al Mahan.
The Adam Greenberg of pitchers.
Yeah.
Oh.
What year was that? Did he pitch?
1930.
30.
He pitched 3 games, took a line drive off the head, and he was done. Done, I tell you.
At least he was playing against real major leaguers. Not
Well,
like
30
those
was
bums who those
30 was a big offensive year though, so maybe
the
his
scums who
adjusted
were playing
ERA
at
would have been under
41
20.
that should have been fighting the Japs.
Yeah, that was before they abolished the windmill pitch. All right. Any more injuries I can think of here? Tony Gonzalez, he started a throwing program. Corey Seager's out with a hamstring.
Ooh.
Yep, that happened on the 11th, and on the 12th he was bedridden.
The lack of the infield shift's not going to help him from the IL. So,
How are you liking the pitch clock, Lou?
I like it fine. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. It's killing dead time. I don't really care one way or the other.
I
know they had
guess
a-
I didn't like the idea of it to begin with, but I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't like the other day was what they did to Bellinger. They gave him a strike because he was just acknowledging the fans because he got a standing ovation for coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
What a kick in the dick! I mean, dude.
That's within the rules that the umpires have right now. That umpire could have used his
Exactly.
discretion,
He could have used discretion on the whole thing and just like, okay.
Here we are honoring the fans are honoring him. We're having a moment with the fans.
If the ump had done that, he wouldn't be in trouble for not following, the rule because that's part of it.
Exactly. The ump is allowed to restart the clock. That's part of the whole thing.
That was
plate
ridiculous.
Is in charge of the game.
It was stupid. It was stupid.
I got to re-up my drink. Talk amongst
kind of a power trip, but that's not uncommon in world of Major League umpiring.
I was talking with Jeff a little bit last week about Javi Baez.
Mm-hmm.
I know, you're a Cubs guy, so you'd have some. In last week, oh no, maybe it wasn't on the podcast. Maybe I was just talking to Jeff after the game. But I think it was like last Thursday's game. Maybe it was. The Tigers were playing. I can't remember the Royals. I don't know who they're playing. Hey, there's somebody in the background.
Krista doing laundry.
I was talking about Javi Baez, how he got benched. I was watching the game because I guess you guys didn't get in Chicago, but
I saw the highlights of it though. Yeah,
the Yankees game was blocked out, so I was watching the Tigers game, and it was awful. I mean, the night before he had kind of like a lazy lack of
effort on the
like a sack fly, like he just he wasn't even ready to go, But that wasn't the big deal. Then this game, so I think it was Thursday's game, he hits what he thinks is a homer. Well, I guess you saw that. I'm rehashing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't run at all. And then he's like, oh, shit. And he did end up on second. It bounced around. Maybe he could have gotten in trouble, but that's fine. He got, no harm, no foul. But wise up, right? And then he forgets how many outs there are. And he just one out, and there's a fly to right. He could have advanced to third. But not only does he, forget how many outs there are, but he's not even running hard. Like it's 2 outs, and he's not even running. He's just like jogging, going through the motions. And then Hinch benched him, not even immediately. He played an inning in the field, and then he benched him. And I think he came back, and he's had at least one good game since then, but here's my point about Baez. I think when he came to the Mets, his OBP has always been terrible, right? 310 might have been his highest ever, and it's been under 300 many. Even when he's had productive years, it's been under 300. It's just, when he came to the Mets, they must have said, look at, and he was in a contract year. This is before he signed with the Tigers. He actually had like a 370 OBP, I think, with the Mets. He walked 15 times in a month and a half.
He was playing with Lindor right next to him.
So
he's happy.
It told me that like he could do it. You know, if he cared enough, he could be a smarter hitter. And if he was,
who was managing that Mets team? You remember? Who was managing that team?
The Collins?
Maybe Terry Collins.
I don't know. Was it Buck?
Because I remember that Madden had a really tight relationship with Baez, and Baez had all that built up goodwill with the Chicago fans. Just that people in Chicago.
It wasn't Buck. It was Luis,
Collins,
the guy that's third base coach with the Yankees now, Luis Rojas.
Okay. Maybe he got along with him. Maybe he spoke with him and he got along with him. But like I say, I always know he always had the goodwill built up with the Cubs fans, and he seemed to thrive off that. Like the Cubs fans loved him, even when he'd fuck up or he'd do something and you'd love or wait for him to do the next great thing. And he seemed to kind of get more energy off that, or he would thrive off that kind of attention, which I'm sure he's not going to get in Detroit, given how he was last year and this year. I mean, he has no built up goodwill. Even with the Mets, it seems like he built up while he was there. He had that one instance, right, where he upset everybody with the thumbs down. Exactly. But he still worked it out. I mean,
but my point is, like, it seems like if he wanted, he has it in him. He could be.
I wonder if
he could be a more disciplined player. He could be a better player than he is, and it just doesn't seem like he did that because he was in a contract here. He gets his contract with the Tigers, and now he's like he should be the central figure on that team. He's like, Miggy is going to retire, but Baez, as far as a current player, he's the star player that they have, right? And he's acting like he just couldn't care less. I don't know if that's true, but it seems like that.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I've got him on my squad, and the only reason why I have him on my squad is because he went for so damn dirt cheap. I'm like, well, fuck, maybe he turns it around. But I'll tell you what, after that game, I was like really like kind of looking around and see if there was anybody out there that I could just swap out for him. Because A, number one, he qualifies just as a shortstop, and B, he's fucking up.
Yeah, his value in fantasy is minimal now.
Yeah. So anyway, it's like I thought about dropping him, and then I said, you know what? I want to see how he rebounds after getting tossed, taken out of the game. Sometimes that's a wake-up call for a player, and then they'll start to, get their acting gear.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I didn't play in the first couple of days afterwards, but he got like 5 points. Then he got 8 points. And I'm like, okay, now I'm going to put him in the lineup. Well, then we got rained out. So I'm just like, God damn it.
Well, here's what I would think. I mean, maybe just throwing things against the wall with Baez. Your role in the team plays a lot of it. I understand with Tigers, maybe he's considered a run producer. He feels the need to provide the power for the team. I don't know where he was batting with the Mets. I'm not trying to make excuses for Baez. Don't take it the wrong way, but just find out reasons for maybe why he's doing something. Maybe where he was batting in the order for the Mets, they requested or told him to take more pitches, because he certainly never did that with the Cubs.
They must have said something. This is important.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm going to listen because I'm going to get a contract up this year. But so my point is, like, he can do it, I think.
Yep.
It's a limited sample. The Mets tenure is, but it was so drastic.
Exactly.
It just seems like he could do it if he gave a crap. And maybe now he'll give a crap. We'll see what kind of year he has. But there's no reason for him. I mean, I think there's plenty of guys that just can't do it. And I think that he can.
But he showed he could in a small sample size.
So there's so many other ways that he's a special player. A great fielder. I don't think I've seen somebody that can like slide into a base. In a more intricate fashion than he does. He'll get that one.
Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Trey Turner, slick.
Have you heard that story about how he
stand-up slide?
Was technically, when he was a kid, he was a lefty. And when he learns how to play baseball, they only had right-handed mitts. So they say that's why he tags so fast, because that's his strong hand.
No shit.
He learned to play baseball righty because they only had those kinds of mitts, so he learns everything. But that's technically a strong hand. So he's just grabbing that and tagging that super fast for him.
The Jimi Hendrix of baseball, right?
Exactly. Died on his own
one
vomit.
Excuse you can't make for Baez is that he tries too hard.
Baseball, you can't try too hard in baseball. Trying harder doesn't make you better.
So, well, he's a real conundrum, So.
Wrapped in a riddle.
About the week that Patrick Wisdom had.
Oh.
He was like the first Cub hitter to hit 3 home runs in a series at Los Angeles, and like I don't know how long. There's only like two other guys apparently have done that.
The Cubs look good against Dodgers. They play good ball every game. They blew that second one, but still, they play good ball.
And Bellinger robbed that home run, and the fans booed him. Loved it.
They're not making dumb plays. They're not making bad base running plays. I mean, I really like Swanson. Horner's good. Just having those guys up the middle, they're reliable. I'm happy with the team. Not expecting a lot.
They didn't go up against easy pitching either.
I was watching that Cubs Dodgers game on Saturday night.
Yep.
Because Tyone, I picked up Tyone, and he
Yeah, I
pitched well,
dropped him, and you got him for a nice start.
and he was in line for the win, and it's the ninth inning, and Diane finally goes like, "I'm gonna go upstairs," and I go like, "Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. The Cubs are gonna blow the win for me."
Yeah, exactly.
What was it like 2-0?
1-0 Cubs are winning.
It was
and
1-0.
They scored 2 in the
They
bottom of the ninth.
scored 2 outs, and then Peralta got that hit, and I turned the TV off. She came back. She came back downstairs. It's over. I was like, "Yep." So by the time that she had come down the stairs, I mean, the Cubs blew it. Just like I knew. I mean, I'm not. I was in Chicago many years. I know how it works.
You got to monetize this knowledge, dude.
How about those Twins uniforms? What do you guys think of those?
I like them. I thought they were kind of cool, kind of
I
simple.
think the M really looks a lot like the Marlins.
Marlins, yes, the hat. I was thinking that exact same thing.
It's the same shape M.
Yeah.
I liked when the Marlins had when they were the Miami Marlins, when Burley was on Marlins, they had that brown. It was like I don't know, Cuban influence or something. It was cool. I don't know.
Looked like a cigar wrapper.
But now they want to represent the whole state again, right? So.
Yeah, it would be like brown shirt, brown pants with like a gold cummerbund. Just go out there looking like a bunch of Cubano cigars.
They're doing all right. They're 500 so far. Getting good pitching.
Yeah, the thing is, Luzardo went today and didn't do well. So I don't know.
But I think they beat the Giants, dude, didn't they?
I think they came back. Yeah, I think he didn't pitch too long into the game. They brought in like Nardi from the bullpen, Dave Nardi or something. I don't know. That could have been a guy I went to high school with. Don't Nardi. I remember that last name. But
maybe you'll watch the podcast, Luke. That'd be great. You'll see it in the comments.
Pittsburgh beating Colorado right now, 13-1 in the top of the seventh.
Woo!
Say it again.
That was the bad Freeland start.
The Pirates beating the Rockies 13-1.
Yep. Houston beating Toronto 9-2, bottom of the eighth. The Cubs are up over Oakland 4-1 in the top of the fourth, and they have 2 guys on right now with Ian Happ at the plate.
Did you hear about the possum at Oakland Stadium?
I watched that series. It was the Mets that I saw. I think it was Sunday's game.
Yeah.
The A's had 2 relief pitchers that came in consecutive innings and walked 3 guys in a row.
A's are amazing right now.
I think
Those amazing A's.
Was looking it up to see if that had ever happened before. But I think the A's.
If you had to pick an A's pitcher for your team, who would you choose?
Who would I choose? That's just so far from where I had Trevor May at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
But that bullpen, you just can't figure that bullpen out.
I was looking at, I forget the Japanese player they signed to be a starter. I think so, yeah.
The Cows had him. I don't know if he still does.
His first start was rough, and then his second was okay, and I think the third was good. So, gotta root for the guy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty impressed with. How do you like Senga on the Mets? First 2 starts against the Marlins were great.
That's the problem with the Mets, that they did face a lot of Marlins. I think they played the Nationals already, and the A's, of course. Right?
Build the lead.
Did you guys see that thing about curses? Who was that? That somebody in this group sent it out, or I've seen it somewhere else, but it was a Japanese team.
No, that was on the Pop Fly this week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorite stories.
The curse. What is it? It's not the Nippon Ham Fighters, is it?
No, it's the Hanshin Tigers. I went and saw a game there. Actually, yeah, it's the second oldest stadium in Japanese league.
Wow, you were there?
Played there. Yeah, we went there and saw a game there.
Wow.
He actually brought me a T-shirt back from there.
Yeah, that's a cool stadium.
Did you just go to Japan just for the game and then you came right back? Or?
No, we went there as like a year after we got married. We had wanted to go to Japan for a long time, so we planned a trip to go for 17 days. Saw a game in Tokyo in the Yokohama Bay Stars, which is the oldest stadium in Japanese baseball. And we traveled around for a week. We stopped in Hanshin for 2 or 3 days. That's just a really cool, fun town.
Yeah, that sounds
Kind
like
of like a
a
food
cool
town,
trip.
party town. And we went and saw the game at Yokohama Stadium there. But that place is great. But have you ever heard about the Curse of the Colonel?
It's very interesting.
Yeah. The last time they won, they went nuts and they sell it. Maybe it was 1980 something. I want to say they go crazy. All the fans
It's
go
like
crazy.
30 years ago.
Yeah, they hadn't won for a long time. They go nuts, and there's this canal that runs through downtown. Kind of like a little river, but it's just a canal. So they're going in there and they're throwing all the stuff. The people are jumping in there and people are having a blast. There's a KFC right by the place, and in Japan, right outside, they have like about a 5 foot, maybe 6 foot high glowing Colonel Sanders, just plastic one holding the bucket of chicken. 6 foot Colonel. So the people go all nuts and they start throwing in. They're getting all the stuff. They throw the Colonel in there. All the people with all the jerseys are celebrating. So they're like calling out the names of all the players, and then someone with the jersey jumps in. And then they fall at the second baseman, and if his number, they have a chance, and then someone with that jersey jumps in the canal with the Colonel. They get to the best American player at the time, who they thought looked like the Colonel, Randy Bass. Remember
Oh,
Randy Bass?
yeah.
So, they call the Colonels Randy Bass, and so they have big celebration. They've never won the titles. And they call it the Curse of the Colonel because they return that, supposedly they were so upset the next day that they bring the Colonel back, and they respect it and their apologies. They proceed to chain up the Colonel so it doesn't happen again. But they haven't been able to win ever since, and people always think it's just because of the Curse of the Colonel.
That that's racist right there. I mean, like Randy Bass, like they think what just because he's white, he looks like the Colonel. Come on.
Round up. Genshin.
Because dealing with chicken, it's making their pitchers balk too much. Wah, wah.
Yeah, I love that pop line. That's gonna be a cool one. I'll put on my wall.
I'm glad you reminded me. That one is actually pretty cool. I was showing Lou I told him about the Doc Gooden one. I gave him the Sid Fitch. You know what? Here, let me bring this site up and just show it to everybody
Yeah, that place is great.
because it's just fun. The stuff this guy makes is really cool.
It's a family business too. It's pretty cool. They've started it. When I first found him, he was making like 30 to 100 copies of these things every week. He'd just throw one together, put it up, and let people buy them. And however many were bought, he'd print them out, sell them out after
All
a
right.
week. Now
So,
he's got some of them sold, 800 of them. I think one went almost 1,000 of them.
yep. So this is the pop fly of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the Colonel.
And this is kind of what he
Randy
goes into
Bassa.
and explaining things. But I mean, this is a pop fly pop shop. These prints go for about $60 right now. 73 if you're getting with shipping and stuff. But talking about a lot of fun with these things, man. They just all look very cool.
Only for
Uh,
sale for a week, limited edition, signed
yep.
by the artist on the back. They all come really nicely done. Really great product. Cool
And
family.
let me see here. I got to bring up some retired pop flies so people can see
Yeah.
some old
And the
ones here.
greatest thing, so since we started watching him, we saw him on what's the Harold Reynolds show in the morning that they used to have, on MLB Network. They had a guy,
The stove.
Rosencrantz or something, one of the writers, had one of the things in the background. So people started asking about him. They had him on the artist on whatever the MLB show is,
The Bartolo.
Yeah, the Bartolo one there with
The
Big
impossible
Sexy.
has happened.
Look, these are some of the earliest ones that right now this Ichiro would probably get you about $3,000 to $5,000 for.
Mm-hmm. I got one of
And
the 23 put out there, too.
the first one was Conseco. That was
No, that's one of his childhood drawings. That he
I
put out
gotcha.
there.
You know what? I ended up buying this the Santa
Yeah, that was
Claus one
cool. I thought
because
that
I
was
figure, you know what, if I ever decorate around here for Christmas, I could put that in a frame, just throw it up on the wall.
Yeah.
There's another
yeah.
Christmas decoration, but that's just cool as shit.
I
The
was
Will
really
the
impressed.
Thrill.
After maybe I think at the start of the second season, he started getting some recognition, and the Baseball Hall of Fame asked for 8 of them. So we donated 8 of his pieces, and they're on display at the MLB Hall of Fame now.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And he's made baseball cards with tops. So
Yeah.
I will stop the share on this and bring one over to show you. This is well, I got a couple of them. So I got that is Dale Murphy.
That's his favorite player. That's his thing too, is that now when he first started, he was just making them of his players. Now he's in touch with the players and he gives autograph options. So I mean
And
he
this one is Mike Judge. Trying to get it in here and not have a glare on it there, but
or Aaron Judge.
yeah, Aaron Judge, Mike Judge. That's a fucking
I thought you were doing a Mike Stanton thing.
and actually got Mackenzie Gore too. I
Yeah.
have a while back. I would just look cool. Looks like a zombie throwing it. Cool shit.
Yeah, I've gotten into those, and my bobblehead collection got a little ridiculous.
Sent
But
me the Keith Hernandez one. That was nice.
oh yeah, of course, I saw that the Seinfeld Keith Hernandez.
Who does this guy think he is?
I'm Keith Hernandez.
You're one of the few people out there with a Sid Finch one.
Yeah, exactly. Those are cool too.
That's
Actually, I already sold both of them.
nice. I hope you got a good money for him.
Yeah.
The good thing is they're only out for a week and then he retires them. You can't get them again. So whoever buys them in a week, that's as many that exist in the earth, you know. So they're all numbered and signed and all that shit. So, and even some of them you can get instead of paying $60 for, if you want to pay like 120, or it really depends on the guy signing the damn thing, but it can anywhere from 120 to 150 for actually autographed ones. And
Hey, Nolan
sometimes those are
Ryan,
made
Pete
available.
Rose autographs.
So what is it? I think Doc Gooden was autographing some of those he was sending out, and that was like 120.
I'm not really into autographs, but that's just me.
Does he
The
have a
other good thing
Bruce
is he makes
Beauclair
good
one?
football too.
Does
What was
he have
that?
Does he have a Bruce Beauclair one?
No, he
That's
did.
weird.
He did
Yeah.
do Mario Mendoza for the Mendoza line.
The Beauclair one, it's 60 unsigned and 65 if it's signed.
I like just looked at my little collection because I do a little football and baseball with him.
Mhm.
So he makes some football prints too. I haven't bought any in a little while. Just not really into the players he was putting out there, but they're good players. Not my cup of tea.
How many football
But
ones you
anyway,
got, Jeff?
I've got probably about 6 or 7 of those, and
Yeah,
probably
I think
about
I do too.
I got about 12 or 13 of the baseball ones now. Chris, god damn you.
It's
That's
a
where all
good
my money's
investment.
going.
You'll at least get your
Oh.
money back. So yeah.
Oh, I know. I haven't even framed them. They're still in the boxes they got sent here in, you know.
I got a lot in there too. I got to get around to framing a bunch more. I think I got around, including I have over 50 baseball ones.
Wow.
But
Wow.
I have a wall in my room in the Wrigley room where I can display 21 of them. So I got 21 up there, and I just got the rest in storage.
You
But
got
I
your
can
Mickey
rotate them.
Morandini one. You got your Tuffy Rhodes.
I've seen he's got an awesome little baseball room. Great room to watch baseball.
Yeah. I tried to talk him into doing a Lenny Randall one where he's blowing the ball foul. He hasn't done it yet.
Lenny
I
Randall.
really want him to do a Walter Payton one.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that too.
I still
That I
remember
will buy probably about 4 of them.
Lenny Randall's first year with the Mets. I think he hit 304, and then
Mhm.
like we got something here, and then he hit 233, and he was gone.
Then he came to the Cubs. The Cubs put together, I remember a team, maybe it was 79, I don't know, maybe 80. They had Lenny Randall, Rodney Scott, and
Ronnie
Jerry
Scott used to
White.
foul the ball off all the time.
Yep. He was playing second. They put Randall at third, and I think Jerry White was playing center or left field. And they were just going to try and run a lot. And it just didn't work. Maybe they had Miguel Deloné, I want to say, at that time,
Oh
too.
boy.
It just going young with guys who run, and big surprise, didn't work. None of these guys were good at baseball.
Yeah, they couldn't get on base to run.
You need goddamn pitchers. Bill
Number
Bottom
1, take a
ain't
walk.
cutting it.
Number 2, hit the ball.
You know, the
You
Mets
got
have
2 Russells. Only 1 Russell's good.
Mets have Tim
Yeah.
LaCastro on the team now, and I'm wondering
who?
if other teams. I don't know if the Cubs are doing this, but LaCastro is pretty much on the team because he's going to be the pinch runner. He's played a little bit of left too, maybe like one game. I don't know, but I'm wondering if other teams are doing that. Are you with these rules, you get the right runner, he's going to be successful maybe 90% of the time. Maybe I don't.
Doesn't it also allow just fast guys to make it though? So maybe you don't need a specialist. I mean, like a Trey Turner or the guys are going to steal their bases, but I mean, maybe you could just have someone who's I know Joey Weimer from the Brewers. He's just called up and or Garrett Mitchell's supposed to be super
Yeah.
fast. Maybe you just have one of those younger guys who doubles as your
No,
pinch
that's a
runner.
good point. That's a good point. If
I
it's
still don't
easier,
want to.
then more guys can do it. So yeah,
Do you want Billy Hamilton yet? I mean,
yeah.
one tool player, right?
I think they'd have to have like 20-foot bases for you to consider having Hamilton on it.
There was talking leading up to the season about the score about should the Sox have Hamilton on the team with the pinch running. No, you need depth, dude. You need guys who can play and back up your players. You don't need a one-tool pinch runner on that team.
When the Mets faced the Brewers earlier this year, I guess whatever it was, a couple weeks ago.
Brewers bats
I
woke
thought
up.
I thought they looked sort of good. I know they had Mitchell in center, who I knew from the NA squad years back, but I didn't know anything about Weimer. And then they have a second baseman, Terang.
Bryce Terang, yeah, that guy's too. Then I got a guy, NA center fielder, Sal Frelick, who's supposed to be a really good contact guy and fast as hell, like Mitchell. Maybe not as much power.
So I thought maybe the Brewers might have a better year than maybe I was thinking.
You heard Woodruff is out though now. He's hurt.
Yeah, that's not going to help. And I know Burns hasn't really done that well so far.
And Burns is pissed at them for their
not
offer him a deal and then trying to talk him down during the arbitration, supposedly. But you picked up Peralta from me, right? He's pitching well.
Yeah. He's my ace.
Nice.
That's the best pitcher I have.
$2 or one?
It can't be more than two.
There you go, Lou. I love the $2 pitch.
If I know the facts right, that Burns arbitration case was based on very little difference in the money.
They were.
I can't believe that they would be so petty as to sour that relationship based on, and it really wasn't much. I mean, it would be a lot to me, but I mean, for a baseball contract, it was very like, I don't know, $500,000 maybe.
I was reading a couple articles in the off season. I forget the phrase they were using, but they're saying, there's no collusion in baseball. It's just a coincidence that all the owners view it the same way and why we all are offering the same guy the same contract for the same value on the same day. That's just kind of weird that happened. But they were saying, how are they putting it? That guys who, if you negotiate up to a point and then once a guy says he's won't sign it, you're just like, you file, we're going to it. For free. Once you file to go to arbitration, no more negotiations. We're cutting you off. And it's just become really prevalent among front offices where if you decide you're going to file, okay, we're going. They're like, nope, no more negotiation. Then now we're going to do it, and we're going to make it.
It was $500,000, and it might not even been. It might have been less. It might have been ridiculously low. It might not even been $500,000. I just threw that out there.
That's not just baseball. Think about it across the line. Everyone's trying to cut labor. That's the first thing you try to do to make profits is you cut labor costs. Yeah. And if you're going to have any money, we're going to stick it to this guy. And this is how we're going to do it. It just didn't seem like
it was worth the drawbacks to doing that.
It doesn't seem to be smart, but if you're just looking at the numbers on a spread chart, it's like, okay, this is what we're going to pay. And if we have a chance to pay him less, we're going to do it.
Is it up to the player to be at the hearing? Couldn't it just be his agent?
I always thought so. Like I heard Sean Casey talk about that. He's like, it's the worst day of my baseball life. I went to my arbitration hearing, and I heard all this stuff and I was getting pissed. And I think he said something about like he was wearing his shirt backwards or something. He was getting all angry about stuff and sweating and getting all angry. I'm like, why would you go do that stuff? Well, you can go sit on the beach.
Well, there's one side of it's trying to make him sound like he's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. The other side is trying to make him seem like he's just some fucking jack off who sucks.
When they know you got to play, we're paying you next year to play for us. We want you to do really well, but for this 10 minutes, we're gonna knock your dick in the dirt.
I don't even know why. Why does the player or the owner have to be at that meeting anyway? Shouldn't it just be like the guy that's doing the arbitration? What is he, an arbiter? I don't know. And
if I was an agent, I'd tell my player to go away. Yeah, I'll take care of this. Worst case scenario, you're getting this low number. Best case scenario, you're getting this. Doesn't matter if you're there or not. Why would you want to be there? Unless owners make him be there. I don't know if I've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, because he's probably going to be on the Yankees, right? or the Mets, I guess, right?
Everybody.
Question is, where does Shohei Ohtani go?
Oh,
Sports Weekly last week said that the Cubs are a dark horse candidate for
I don't
Ohtani.
think they're a dark horse candidate. I think they're right out there front and
Yeah.
center.
Yep.
But I think most people are saying Yankees, Dodgers, maybe the Angels, Giants, because of the West Coast thing, I guess. But who knows? Maybe the Cubs.
Oh, I love it. But
For all intents and purposes, they could play him in right field, put Suzuki out in left, and put Happ back in center, and they'll be fine next year.
Here, have you ever heard this before? Have we seen a major league team with two big Japanese stars on it at the same time? I heard a theory on top of maybe Japanese players don't want to be on the same team as another Japanese player because maybe that star has that market and it's disrespectful to move into someone else's market and maybe take some of the shine away from him. Think about Seattle, though. They had Ichiro, and who was the closer they had for a couple of years?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And then they had Ishikawa as a pitcher for a couple of years, I want to say, too.
Yeah, and then you look at the
sure
Yankees
Ohtani
had Matsui, and they also had Matsuzaka.
I'm sure Ohtani could reach out
Yeah,
to
you're right.
Seiya,
And even Matsui
would be fine with it.
and Hirabu back before them. So, yeah.
Hideki Hirabu, man,
That
that's a
takes
sad
that
story.
theory away. That's internet bullshit.
Isn't Hideki Hirabu dead?
What?
Ooh, going dark.
No, I thought he passed away.
Maybe we can wish him dead.
No, not
Who?
that.
Who?
Hideki
Hideki
Hirabu.
Hirabu.
Remember him?
Oh,
He fell on really hard times. Yeah, he died in 2011. He was only 42 years old.
He's kind of Lamar Hoyt of Japan.
Yeah, the Dewey Lamar Hoyt. Lamar Hoyt, he was a good pitcher.
He's a scraggly looking motherfucker, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
I like that.
I remember that old was it Floyd Bannister? It was him.
Oh, Rich Dotson,
Rich
Burns, and Lamar Hoyt. Britt Burns was the shit.
Britt Burns, man, they had a hell of a pitching staff. That 83
and they all blew out their arms and like 4-man rotation. Let's blow these arms out. Yeah. Get banished in here.
And then I think they traded Hoyt to the Giants, I believe it was.
Padres, wasn't it? Or did they get him? They get him from Padres. Yeah, because he's for Ozzie Guillen, right? No. I'm confusing stuff.
Oh, that's the great thing about this idiot box. We could just look it right up.
See if Hoyt was traded for Guillen. Yeah, I got that confused.
He might have been. I think he was. Yeah, he was San Diego. You were right. And I think it was Guillen.
Yep. That's how they got him. And then he was down in San Diego, and that's when he got busted bringing weed into Mexico.
Yeah, he got okay, so they traded him. He was traded by the White Sox with Kevin Criston, Todd Simmons. They were both minor leaguers to San Diego Padres for Ozzie Guillen, Tim Lawler, Bill Long, and Luis Salazar.
Yeah, third baseman. He played for the Cubs after that, too.
Mm-hmm. Now, how he got to the White Sox, he was traded to the New York Yankees with Bob Polinsky, Oscar Gamble to the White Sox for Bucky Dent.
Wow.
Yeah. We had a Bucky Dent sighting.
For Dent. That's cool. You mean Bucky fucking Dent.
Bucky fucking Dent.
Bucky fucking Dent.
Dewey Lamar Hoyt.
He did. He gone.
He got, is he? Yeah, he is. He just died at 21.
He's a Robert.
Was he part of the COVID?
Too soon.
Oh, man. Poor guy. The Incredible Bulk was his nickname.
Bobby Jenks.
Oh, my God. Hey, have you seen the picture of Andrew Chafin lately on
Yeah, dude. He looks like he drives a Trans Am.
Yeah, definitely. He just, it looks like he's bounding down. He just looks like Kenny Powers so much.
Please tell me that his comp is Rod Beck.
That's a good question. Let's look that up.
That's gotta happen.
For Andrew Chafin?
Yeah, it'd be like Rod Beck, Jonathan Papelbon. No, because he was
His
more of a
comp on Baseball Prospectus, or is that on Baseball Reference?
Baseball Reference.
Yeah.
All right.
Similarity scores.
His comps are Pedro Feliciano, Dan Jennings, Aaron Loop, Sean Burnett, Mike Gonzalez, Joe Thatcher, Jose Alvarez, Luis Avilan, AJ Minter, and Ray King.
Did anyone else ever note? I've seen, maybe it was in the early days, I used to accuse the similarity scores of being a little racist because it seems like all the times I would click on, Keith Moreland, it would be a bunch of white guys. Fuck. Why is Keith Moreland? Why isn't Keith Moreland Steve Henderson or something, man? I don't know.
It has a lot to do with foot
Are we
speed.
avoiding this? Or is it like taking that into account in similarity scores? And then you're like, why are all the Latino players very similar? This is odd. But it seems to have, maybe they adjusted it. Maybe it was just a coincidence of what I was looking at.
I mean, there's
In the
slow
case of
black
Keith
players
Moreland,
too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think in the case of Keith Moreland, it was all about foot speed.
The gingerness of them. Look, there are all other. There's 10 other redheads he's still similar to. It has nothing to do with his baseball stats.
Amazing how a
Facial
lack of
recognition.
pigment slows you down.
You assumed it was because of baseball stats, but it was all, the facial
I don't
recognition.
know if you guys watch any of the basketball playoffs, but I was watching the game, the Warriors against the Kings the other night. And I told my wife it was Dante DiVincenzo, the redhead for the Warriors, and Kevin Herter starting for the Kings. I'm like, 20% of the starters of this games are the Gingers. and as soon as they go on the court, they're like, I got this guy. No shit, I got you.
Yeah, who was coaching him? Brian Scalabrine?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Former net.
You know what? This has nothing to do with it, but you said Carrot Top. And I just saw something. It was part of one of those roasts, and Lisa Lampanelli was roasting. I don't know. I think it was Flavor Flav or something. Carrot Top was over to the side, and she goes, "Carrot Top. I thought they called you that because you're red hair, but it's just because everybody wants you buried up to your forehead in dirt."
I haven't seen that woman in so long. She's making that so hard.
She looks like she just like shed a fat suit. She's like really skinny now.
I remember when she started losing all that weight and got all glammy for her. Whatever makes you happy, Lisa Lampanelli. That's what we always say at the Larkin House.
Hey,
Hashtag
Chris,
Lampanelli joy.
on the wall behind you, Chris, is that like a kid's guitar or is that a ukulele? What is it?
It's 2 ukuleles, one classical acoustic guitar, one steel string, and a really heavy electric guitar that I rarely play. But we got the keyboards behind it too.
Oh, yeah.
And then the drum kit over there that she's taking lessons on now too. So
Is that an old
what
electric
you're
piano? Is that
saying
like
is
a
you're in
Fender
the
Rhodes? Or
studio.
something?
Excuse me?
Is that an old electric piano like a Fender Rhodes or something?
No, it's just a Casio sampler.
Oh,
Nothing
okay.
fancy,
That's Studio de Larkin.
Nice.
Just encourage the arts here.
We got our messy stuff here. So
Oh, now you're talking. That's how it looks.
that's where the magic happens. That's
awesome.
Where,
do you play drums at all? Any percussion?
I played drums on the theme.
Oh, nice. Fantastic. I do like the song. It's better than the Razzball theme. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Well, it was inspired by the Razzball theme. Because it says it's the Razzball podcast. And I was like,
exactly. Like your name is Moises.
Now I feel like left out. I should be going downstairs to show you my walls.
We were just there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all fresh in our brains. That was such a great time. Thanks again for hosting, everybody, Jeff. That was so much
fun. My pleasure.
Highlight of the year.
Such a good time.
Next March, we'll have a full slate of guys down there, hopefully. All right.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see if Steiger can make it in from Germany, but I know you'll be able to make it. So we'll normally hopefully, and then the people that miss this year, and who knows,
Sean had
maybe
strep,
we'll have
otherwise he
Dave
would have.
Clark back. So well, Sean won't get sick,
Yeah, Sean
and
feeling better at least, you know?
Doug will be here.
yeah, he had like strep throat, so I'm sure he's over that by now.
Okay, good. Good to hear. Feel better, Sean?
Yeah.
If you have.
So Doug texted me that he's been listening to the podcast when he makes dinner or something like that. So he's gonna be one of our special guests eventually too. Hopefully everybody in the league will make it in.
Shout out to Doug and your tuna casserole.
Oh, smells good, Doug. What's Doug cooking?
The only two people that it will be tough for is Steiger, because like right now it's
the
like
time
5 in the morning where he is, something like that. And Norm works till 9 his time. So I guess that would be all right, because that would be like 6 my time. Oh yeah, he'll be able to do it, I think.
No,
it's later.
no,
It's
9
midnight
your time. It'd be like midnight your
yeah.
time.
11 or
I'm going the wrong way. Yeah. So yeah.
Unless we do one of these on a Sunday, as you're working on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I thought maybe like a holiday, like Memorial Day, maybe he could do it then if he's not working or something.
Yeah, these are so much fun to listen to. Great job, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, blabbering. Blabber. Try to talk a little bit about baseball. Fun. Keep everybody.
This is a good way to keep in touch with everybody.
Yeah.
Hear everybody.
Now everybody gets to participate if they want to.
Yeah.
And the reason why we wanted you on here first is because you won the most beer league championships of anybody ever in the beer league. So we figured we come
6 big ones,
firing with the best.
Been playing forever too, so that has a lot to do with it. So
yeah, how many
enough
Phil
opportunities.
Have? Norm has 4.
Phil has how many?
Doug and Phil have 3.
I've got 2.
Yeah.
And you've got 2, right?
I have 2.
Working on a 3rd here.
Steiger has
trying to give you the whammy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Steiger has at least 2, right? I mean, he's
maybe
got
3. I'll bet you he's got at least 3.
He's got to have 3 at least.
Yeah. So many championships. So many years spent.
I know. I can't believe I've been in this league for like the 16th year.
It truly is the best. It makes it's the best distraction for me over the summer and now over the postseason too. I mean, anytime I got something or just I can't fall asleep, brain's running too much from work. Let's think about building the NA squad.
I like it during the winter too. I mean, it's a lot slower, but at least I have something to think about.
Exactly, and you can dive a little deeper if you want. It's the time for it. I mean,
what I miss about the winter though is when they had the winter meetings, and they're just not as popping as they used to be.
It's more spread out now. Exactly, things happen year round. It seems.
But man, there was always that big activity, and it's only like over the last 5 years it kind of drained off. But there always that huge activity, trades and fucking signings and this and that, and it was almost like by the time the start of the year happened, you kind of saw your team turning into what it was going to be. Yeah. And now that's just getting drawn out to like February.
Yeah. Cell phones. Blame it on texting, Jeff. When they couldn't text, they could just all get together and write shit down napkins.
I thought this year was okay, this offseason. I mean, what really killed me was 2 off seasons ago when they had the lockout. So we're coming off of COVID and all that.
When they have labor peace, the owners will spend the money. It's when they get close to it and they don't want to and they start crying poor. And then it just gets all fucked up, and then no one gets signed for a while.
That off season was really awful because I couldn't come home from work and like see, this guy signed. It was like there was just nothing, and like
nothing for months. It seemed
I need baseball in the winter too. I mean it's.
Well, you get used to the daily update throughout the season. You're checking on your team every day. You're listening to a game 6 times a week or something. Following the team. And then all of a sudden it's over and you're like, what are you supposed Hey, I do this every day, man. I could go on MLB trade rumors and Fangraphs, but
What year was it when you guys were duking it out like the last day of the season, like
oh, that was
2015?
fun. I went and watched the
Well,
last game at Jeff's
that was
house.
the second time I won. So let's see
Man, that was a
here.
good night.
That went
Good
down to
afternoon,
Sunday
Sunday
night.
afternoon.
I don't think we've ever seen that
That
before.
was in 2015.
15,
Oh,
yeah. I remember
that
that.
was fun.
That went down to the Sunday night game, the last game
Yep.
of the year, like, and it was still being decided. That was great.
Oh man, we were watching it from my living room.
Yep,
We
that
were
was a
watching
fun
baseball
day.
all day together.
Mhm.
And that's when I was like, who the hell I pick? I picked up some worthless guy, a couple of worthless outfielders from around the league, just some kick arounds. And it turned out they got me enough points to put me over the hump.
But then a
Not
stat
lucky.
correction came in, and
Exactly. Ah, wah, wah. Stat correction Monday.
Yeah, that bit me in the ass today. He got 6 points and tied me from a stat from 2 weeks ago.
from April 6th.
They decided to throw it on this Sunday. I'm like, thanks a lot, buds.
Whenever you need it, Lou, it's there.
If you would have got it last week, it would have been like, okay, you got the 6-0 anyway, no big
Yeah.
deal.
No, it definitely worked out for me.
Did you get the 5-1, Jeff?
No, I
Five
got
and
the
oh.
5. I got 5-0. I tied him,
Oh, rats.
even though I actually beat him by 6 points this week.
You passed me in the standings, so
No, I didn't.
you're 6
You
and
know,
8. I'm 6 and 9.
Will Smith
Are you?
missed. Will Smith missed like Friday because they just said he was sick.
He was jiggy.
You know, he was sick. So I was like, oh, he'll probably be back in the line the next day. So I had him in, and then he wasn't playing again, and it was too late for me to put Grandal up. And I was like, well, after the game, Grandal only got 1 point, and I was like,
No loss.
could have been worse. But that one damn point would have got me out of that tie. So.
Well, I made a bunch of pitching flames this week, and every one of them sucked. So,
Don't you hate when that happens?
and you get a fresh slate starting on Monday. Yeah, throw it away. Don't worry about it. We're all at 0. Let's start again and try again. Come here, Brett Honeywell Jr.
Speaking
See
of
what
which,
you're good for.
nice segue to move over to how many moves have been made so far this year.
Oh, Phil.
Oh,
Phil and his relief
Phil.
pitching rotation.
All right, so
Trader Phil.
through what is this? This is like week 2.5.
Yep.
Phil
50 moves.
has 81 moves.
Yep.
And then
He's
we
doing-
got coming in second is the Capital. Oh no, Gambler Spirit 54.
Mm-hmm. He's
And
very
Mr. Chris over here has 45.
trying to
And
play that reliever game, but I'm just not very good at it. I keep picking up the relievers who top out at 3 points. Maybe if they pitched, and they rarely pitch.
Let's Play comes in at 36. And then Lou, you're at 35.
35.
I
And
do
then it
point
drops
out
down to Norm at 23. Bizzotti at 19.
Jeff, I don't want to scare you, but I think there's an apparition behind you.
yeah, some just close the door, dude.
Oh yeah, that's my dog. He keeps closing the door on me.
I will say I was
Here you
pretty
go.
happy. If you're I picked up a reliever from Pittsburgh during all of my relief pitcher claims.
Loretta?
No, it's the best name for the guy, Colin Holderman.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets the holds. So if you're looking for a relief pitcher in a pinch, I recommend Holderman.
Well, it's right in his name, so that's good, yeah.
I just picked up Drake Jameson. I had him originally, and then I dropped him because it's like, okay, he was in the bullpen. And I thought
Phil
about
picked him
like,
up
what
and
the
poached
shit?
some wins.
No, well, what happened is he was out there, so I grabbed him again. So I'm hoping that he gets his RP next to his SP.
Mm-hmm.
But now that what's his name? Who was it that went down for Arizona briefly, or somebody went down for Arizona, and now he's probably going to be pitching as a starter. And I thought I was going to have this guy that was relieving, that I could play at starting position, and
I think there's
hopefully becomes a good. Now it gives me three. If it does, it gives me 3 Arizona starters And you know it's not a good idea to have 3 Arizona starters, 3 any starters, any pitching staff.
Unless they're Dodgers.
When Jameson was in the minors,
know.
they had $3 shots of Jameson on the nights he pitched. It was a very good promotion.
That's how I found out about him.
Is that a your banana? Is that minor league hat? What is it?
That's the
Savannah.
Savannah Bananas. That was Tim Mullen went down to Savannah, Georgia, and brought me back this hat. And I don't know if you ever seen him on YouTube or whatever, but it's like a 3-ring circus of baseball.
It's fun baseball.
Yeah, they're not taking themselves seriously. Guys that are on that field can actually play pretty well, but they're actually having some extra fun doing it. It's
You see the guy in the stilts? He got a hit.
No kidding.
Yeah, they have a guy who plays on stilts, and he's up at the batter's box. He hit the ball. He went through and he ran to first base and got his first hit about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's got the biggest strike zone you ever saw. I mean, it's like his bat isn't long enough to hit the bottom of the strike zone.
Yeah, but he's got five strides and he's on the base.
They don't have a guy with like on a unicycle playing, right? Because Paul Matisha is never gonna go to one of their games. He's very anti-unicycle.
I remember that. Yeah.
He posted something on Facebook about it.
I'm with Paul on that. I think. Yeah. If forced to be in one camp or the other, I don't like those unicycles.
No.
We got your back, Paul.
That rode in on.
So don't buy Paul any like surprise circus tickets or anything like that. He's not going to go. He's not going.
Oh, hey, what does he think about pogo sticks?
He didn't say.
Wheels.
He didn't say anything about pogo sticks.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. You know what though? Let me make one exception for the unicycle. Because I really do. Are you guys familiar with Red Panda? The lady who performs at halftime of NBA games, the Asian woman who sits on that really high unicycle and then puts all the bowls on her foot and kicks them and catches them on her head.
I have never seen her.
Holy shit. Look up Red Panda. She's fantastic. She's like probably in her 50s or so. Chinese woman, Asian woman, I don't know. But yeah, she's been doing that for years. She's got a whole bunch. She catches all the things, keeps kicking them on her unicycle. If you could see me from here down, you can see I'm doing the unicycle thing too, and kicking my foot. So
she proved all the doubters wrong because the people had told her all her life, you're never going to make any money doing this.
Exactly. She's like, I just got to get to America and play those NBA game halftime shows. That's where the real money's at.
Pogo sticks, though, man, you gotta imagine how if you added the stats on all the injuries that pogo sticks have caused all the way to their inception, that's gonna be a long list of concussions and broken bones. I mean, that was like one of the dumbest things invented ever. It's like,
lost it.
You still on it?
I think I lost it. I'm sorry.
No, you're here.
Okay, I just can't see it. So whatever.
Oh, I think you know what? Maybe your screen went to sleep.
Whatever. I'm fine. I don't need to see y'all.
Oh, all right. Well, we're about an hour 20 at this point.
Woo, I'm sure everyone's tired of my voice.
Oh, it went by fast, actually. Very fast.
Fast for us.
Fun, though.
Might not be fast on replay.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much. I had a really good time, gentlemen. Nice chat.
I'm glad you came on to talk some baseball with us, Mr. Larkin.
My pleasure. Love to do it anytime again. Thanks again, guys, and check out my podcast and my book. Oh
yeah. Yeah, you got anything? Something. Got anything you want to plug? Yeah, taking my daughter to karate class.
Sure don't.
Tuesdays. Hey, you're gonna get back behind the bar anytime soon?
I do not know. I got clearance from my doctor today, so I am walking around and can start driving tomorrow. So I'll be down at the bars tomorrow doing some work. I don't know if I'm going to take any full-time shift, but I know Matt McGuire is going to need some coverage. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do some of those for him.
Nice. Is he going to New Orleans?
No, he's having some surgery.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, so he's having his hip surgery.
Be out for a while with some PT, physical therapy too. So wishing him the best. Has anybody heard from DC if he's had his? I think last I heard he was still on hold and he was waiting for his surgery.
From what I've been hearing is he had the surgery. It went okay, and he's
good.
Yeah.
Good to hear. I'll shoot him a text tomorrow.
Yep.
Glad to
I
hear
need
it.
to do that as well. Hey, Beatty got his first RBI of the year.
Hey,
Whoa. What's the score? That's all right. I'll find out soon.
hey.
I can tell you right now.
It's gonna be a hard
New
week for
York
me. All the
Mets
West
are
Coast
winning 5-3.
Mets.
Yep, 5-3.
Was that
And
Arias for the Dodgers?
Beatty got a single to right center.
Who's pitching Dodgers? Is it Arias?
He just pitched against the Cubs
Oh.
not too long ago. I don't think it's him. Hold on. Box score says it is Dustin May.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were talking about him.
He is pitched 4.1, 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 1 K, no walks.
I love lines like that when it's not my pitcher, so it's good. I know that.
Yeah, man.
I know it's somebody else.
Really not dominating right now.
Wisniewski's throwing a good game for you today, Jeff.
Yeah, nice.
5 innings, 1 run.
About time.
Lined up for a win, too. Good job.
Yeah, the first 3 are really rocky outings. And
Yeah. I've been watching those. I think he's good, though.
I do too. It's just you got to give a kid time. That's why, that's why I have a hard time dropping anybody this early in the season. And the guys I get, I kind of like, and I just want to give them a shot. And sometimes that's not the best thing to do, but worked for me in the past, just not that much.
But the players respect you. They respect your loyalty.
You got to be patient anyway. I mean, it's the Polish factor, right? The Polish players, they take a little longer, so.
Either one of you want Javi Baez for an NA player?
No, thank you. No. I mean, we can talk to him.
Yeah.
47 for
somebody. He might be getting moved, but all righty.
Great chatting with you, gentlemen.
Great
Thank
chat
you very
with you all.
much. It's made my night. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks again.
All right. Good night,
And,
Chris. Good night,
stay
Take
Jeff.
care, guys.
week.
Go baseball.
Stay tuned next week, and we'll have one of the other guys from the league in here somewhere with us.
Looking forward to it already, gentlemen.
We're going to put out a poll and
guest.
see who you think it is.
All right. See ya.
All right, take care.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.